Hi, honey.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, good, but what is that smell?
Does it smell bad?
It's different.
Well, it's henna. Right now, henna, I found this henna over at this store, and it's called Henna Herbal Nihande Niha Henna.
Ah.
And it's good to cover gray in your hair. Got a little gray coming out, like you got a little gray on your head too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to use henna to cover that little gray in your hair. All you have to do, you get the package of henna, and I'll show you the package in 1 second. All right, this is the package here. All right, and you go to some Indian local store, or you can order it online. Anyway, you take a little bit of this henna. 1 second here, I just need a tablespoon. What you're going to do is you're going to take a tablespoon or 2 of henna. Smell that.
Yeah.
It smells
Different.
So anyway, this is how it looks. I mean, it looks like regular dirt. You want to see that? Okay. I warned you, the smell is a little different. You have to use a cast iron skillet. So that way, because if you have like a metal or aluminum skillet, something about those chemicals counteract how this is going to work when you add the water to it. So I'm just going to do like 2 tablespoons of this because I'm only going to do my edges. If you're going to do your full head, you would take the whole package and do 2 parts water. So, but I'm just going to do my edges just to give you an idea. So, honey, can you get me like some water here?
I sure
So
can.
you're going to use regular tap water, nothing special. You're going to put it in a cast iron skillet, and I have to really reinforce that. And when you get the package, you'll see on the back that they will tell you that you have to use a cast iron skillet. Very important, okay? Change that, you change the whole molecular structure of the henna. So now we're going to do like 2 parts water. You want a nice little consistency there. And I add 3. You want to get a nice little consistency, and beware when you add the water to it, the smell is going to be highlighted. I'm going to add a little bit more water. I want it a little bit looser. Have you ever gone into a stable where they have horses? Well, I'm just giving you an idea.
Not quite that bad, but it is strong.
Smell it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's strong.
I wish I could let you smell it. But the thing is, it works. So what I'm doing here, I got a nice little consistency going. I'm going to show it to you in 1 minute. You keep stirring and stirring until you get all of the little bubbles out of there. And you want a nice, even consistency, because when you put it on your hair, you don't need a clump here, a clump there, a clump there, you know. I don't know if this works for men, gray hair, but I do know it works for ladies.
I would imagine.
So anyway, I don't know. It's you know, who knows? So anyway, as you see, I'm going to give you an idea how it looks. You see how it looks there? You want a nice little consistency. So when you put it on the hair, it goes on real smoothly. You feel like you're almost cooking this, but you're aren't. All right. And if it feels too stiff or too thick, you're going to add a little bit more water, because what happened is when it sits, it gets a little thicker. So after you add various parts of water, if you notice, I added 2 tablespoons of this henna. And it's a natural color. It's not a coloring for the hair. It actually conditions the hair very well. But it's designed to get rid of gray hair. You can use it, of course, on your entire head, right there.
I guess so.
He doesn't have to worry because he's bald. He just had a haircut today, so he's truly bald. Anyway, just having a little fun with you. So I'm stirring this. It's a really good consistency. See that? See how smooth that is? Okay. So what you're going to do, you're going to take this and you're going to let it sit overnight in this cast iron skillet. And then after it sit overnight, you're going to apply it to the hair the next day. The hairdresser told me let it sit overnight because then the molecular structure of this really cements together so that it can color the gray. It gives it a whole lot of time to do that. So the next day, you're going to apply this to your hair. And tomorrow, I'm just going to apply it to my edges. So that way you'll see how to do the edges. And maybe in the future, when I decide to do my entire head, then I'll show you how that's quite a process, because we'll talk about that later. But right now, I'm just going to focus on the edges, okay? So let's see what happens with my edges. Now, we're getting ready to take the henna and just do the edges. That's where I have my gray. If you look really closely, you can see I have a little gray around here. So I'm basically just going to do a touch up with the henna. And like, I let it set overnight for about all night long. So it has a nice little consistency in here in my cast iron skillet. It sat all night. So I just got in from the gym. So now I'm going to put it on my hair. Then I'm going to let it sit for about 5 or 6 hours today so that the coloring can kind of set in. So what you want to do, if you're just doing your edges, right, you can kind of separate the hair a little bit. You need a nice little brush. And you're just going to take the henna on the brush, and you're going to kind of brush around the edges here, right? Just where the gray hair is. You don't even need gloves for this because it will not stain your hands or anything like that. And you just slowly take it and you put it right around those edges. If you can see it, really, you can see it's darker right around my edges. And a little sideburns. Sometimes I get a little gray hairs down there also. So you're going to make sure you want to soak that area really, really good. This is the most where I get most of the gray hair from. Got a little residual right there. So always have a little napkin or a little cloth or something to wipe off any residual that may be falling down. Make sure that when you put the henna together with the water the night before, you have a nice consistency where it's thick so it will not be running. So if you see, the more you put it on, the hair kind of actually lays down really nicely because it's responding to the henna. And that's why it's so important to use a cast iron skillet, because there's something in a cast iron skillet that works very well with the particles that's part of this henna. So right now, usually I do my entire head. There's a little drop right there. Now, if you look real closely, you can see how dark and how nice that's going on. All right. And the best part about it, it lasts for about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on your hair. Everybody's very different. Okay, so I'm putting it all around my edges. I'm saturating my edges. That way, you're guaranteed to hit all those gray areas. All right, and this is the best, most natural way that I have found to cover gray hair. Later on, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So make sure you get those little sideburns there. Okay, and like I said, saturate it, saturate it. And the good part about this henna, it actually does work. I've been using it now for about maybe 4 or 5 months. And it works better than some of these dyes that you get in the store or some of these temporary colorings. This is all natural. And I find that the condition of my hair has also gotten even better. I don't worry about the back of my hair because for whatever reason, the back of the hair doesn't really get gray like the front of the hair. I don't know, you know, everybody grays very differently. Look at that. You see that? That goes on really, really, really good there. All right, and I'm just going to really saturate it so it goes all the way through to all those little gray hairs. And for about 6 weeks, I don't have to do anything. And the best part about it is all natural henna. All natural. You can't beat natural. Oh, I forgot to tell you one major thing. You'd be amazed. A lot of times you buy dyes in the store and you can pay anywhere from $8, $20, $30 depending on the brand or who makes it. And with the henna, not only is it more better for the hair, it's like a conditioner, but guess what? It only costs under $5. Under $5. I buy it from this store that's not too far from here. It's an Indian store and they import a lot of their stuff. And I happened to be in there one day and I saw one of the beauticians or cosmetologists, whatever they call themselves, doing someone's hair. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. So I inquired about it, and she explained to me how it works. So, and that is very important that you let it sit overnight. So if you notice, I'm going a little bit beyond my edges. I'm only doing that because I ended up with a little bit more than I thought when I put the water and the henna together on last night. But if you're going to do your whole head, you know, you're going to use the entire bag. Sometimes I find in the center of my hair, when I part my hair to do have like two braids or something like that, I find that sometimes a few little grays kind of pop up in there. So I'm going to do the center of my hair, and it's easier for me to kind of like put these clips on. That way I can get right down in here, or anywhere that you have grays. All right, you can do like a little touch up with these, and a little bit goes a long way. But the key is saturate that area. And you don't have to worry about overdoing it, because it's all henna and it's all natural. And again, no chemicals, just water and henna. It's just like water and mud, but it's not mud, you know. And I'm going to put it in the back of my hair, because sometimes the root right down the center seem to have a few little gray hairs. So what I'm going to do, you know, this gives you a good idea on how to do it and put the henna in the hair. And sometimes if you want to, you can take it to the end. Okay. All right. And saturate all those areas. If you feel like you want to do the back, if you have some grays back there, by all means. It can be a little bit messy, you know, but make sure you have a good consistency, because if it have a good consistency, it's not going to be falling down and dropping down everywhere. All right, so listen, there you have it. So pretty much after you do it, you're going to take all your little clips out. Just pull the hair back, pull it all back, and for about 6 hours, what you're going to do is just let it stay like this for about 6 to 5 hours. And over the course of those hours, the henna is going to adhere and color the gray. So it's the best natural way that you can go. Water and henna. And as I showed you yesterday, I'm going to remind you, this is the type of henna that I'm using. And the best part about it, it only cost under $5. So anyway, so let's see how it's going to look after I wash it out. In 5 hours, I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to recap a little bit. You take the henna, usually 1 part henna, 2 or 3 parts water, a nice consistency, a little thickness, but not too thick. And once you get that consistency that you want, you just leave it overnight in a cast iron skillet, and the particles or the minerals that are in the henna, there's some chemicals in the cast iron skillets that heighten those. So therefore, the coloring really, really works even better. The longer the henna sits with the water, the better consistency and the better coloring you're going to have on your hair. All right, so we're going to see what this henna does for my hair, and I'll let you decide. Right now, the jury may be still out in your case, but not in mine.
Honey, you ready?
Almost. Just let me do my lipstick.
Oh, that henna really works.
Yes, it does.
Uh-huh.
It does really work. You got to try some henna. Who knows? It may even work for men. That's a thought. Well, anyway, stay tuned for more how-to videos from EP
And Oli.